Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to do a little bibliomancy using the dice for astrogallomancy to see what message Spirit has for us through Krishnamurti's Freedom from the Known. Alright, here we go. And there's like 115 pages. So Spirit, what message do you have for the general collective at this time for whom it resonate for? Whenever the time is the time, please and thank you. Alright, we have number 10. We have number 9 and number 6. So I'm feeling 26. Just breaking down the numbers. No, 16. There we go. Breaking down 10 and 9. Okay, 16. All right, here we go. I wonder what your reaction is. Oh, wait, let's read the previous. That would be helpful. Okay. It is important to understand from the very beginning that I am not formulating any philosophy or any theological structure of ideas or theological concepts. It seems to me that all ideologies are utterly idiotic. What is important is not a philosophy of life, but to observe what is actually taking place in our daily life, inwardly and outwardly. If you observe very closely what is taking place and examine it, you will see that it is based on intellectual conception, and the intellect is not the whole field of existence. It is a fragment, and a fragment, however cleverly put together, however ancient and traditional, is still a small part of existence, where we have to deal with the totality of life. And when we look at what is taking place in the world, we begin to understand that there is no outer and inner process. There is only one unitary process. It is a whole, total movement, the inner movement expressing itself as to the outer, and the outer reacting again on the inner. To be able to look at this seems to me all that is needed, because if we know how to look, then the whole thing becomes very clear. And to look needs no philosophy, no teacher. Nobody need tell you how to look. You just look. Can you then, seeing this whole picture, seeing it not verbally but actually, can you easily, spontaneously transform yourself? That is the real issue. Is it possible to bring about a complete revolution in the psyche? I wonder what your reaction is to such a question. You may say, I don't want to change, and most people don't, especially those who are fairly secure socially and economically, or who hold dogmatic beliefs and are content to accept themselves and things as they are, or in a slightly modified form. With those people, we are not concerned. Or you may say more subtly, well, it's too difficult. It's not for me. In which case, you will have already blocked yourself. You will have ceased to inquire, and it will be no use going any further. Or else you may say, I see the necessity for a fundamental inward change in myself, but how am I to bring it about? Please show me the way. Help me towards it. If you say that, then what you are concerned with is not change itself. You are not really interested in a fundamental revolution. You are merely searching for a method, a system, to bring about change. If I were foolish enough to give you a system, and if you were foolish enough to follow it, you would merely be copying, imitating, conforming, accepting. And when you do that, you have set yourself up in the authority of another, and hence there is conflict between you and that authority. You feel you must do such and such a thing because you have been told to do it, and yet you are incapable of doing it. You have your own particular inclinations, tendencies, and pressures which conflict with the system you think you ought to follow, and therefore there is a contradiction. So you will lead a double life between the ideology of the system and the actuality of your daily existence. In trying to conform to the ideology, you suppress yourself, whereas what is actually true is not the ideology, but where you were. If you try to study yourself according to another, you will always remain a second-hand human being. A man who says, I want to change, tell me how to, seems very earnest, very serious, but he is not. He wants an authority whom he hopes will bring about order in himself. But can authority ever bring about inward order? Order imposed from without must always breed disorder. You may see the truth of this intellectually, but can you actually apply it so that your mind no longer projects any authority? The authority of a book, a teacher, a wife or husband, a parent, a friend, or of society. Because we have always functioned within the pattern of a formula. The formula becomes the ideology and the authority. But the moment you really see that question, how can I change, sets up a new authority. You have finished with authority forever. There you go, guys. That's perfect. If I read any more, this will be so long. We'll save more for later. Have a great day, guys.